The curious seekers To the curious seekers of unrealities from the Office of Internal Coherence, date, a day outside of linear time, subject, a compendium of disparate thoughts, catalogues, and inquiries into the nature of this and that. Rubber plants. The rubber plant in the corner of the lobby is not a plant. It is a listening device of a very slow, very green kind. Its broad, waxy leaves do not photosynthesize light. They absorb ambient anxiety from the accounts department. Each new leaf is a testament to a successfully metabolized panic attack over quarterly reports. We water it not with water, but with a diluted solution of murmured apologies and the quiet tension of a missed deadline. It thrives on this. It is the most well-informed entity in the entire building, and it has never said a word. Its silence is a judgment we all feel. Floodgates. There is a notion that emotional release is a singular event, a great wall of water held back by a dam of sheer will. The metaphor of the floodgate is therefore a dangerous oversimplification. The truth is messier, less cinematic. It is not one gate, but a network of ancient, rusty valves, forgotten spigots, and poorly fitted pipes. A breakdown does not begin with a thunderous crack, but with a persistent drip from a leaky faucet you thought you'd fixed last Tuesday. It's the slow seepage of sentiment under the door, warping the floorboards of your composure until one day you step on a particular board and your foot goes straight through into the soggy mess below. Females are a blessing. This is not a statement of biological essentialism, but a declaration of observed phenomenological gravity. To be in the presence of a certain caliber of feminine energy is to experience a fundamental recalibration of one's immediate environment. It is a force that does not demand but commands a different kind of attention. It is the quiet architect of atmosphere, the unseen engineer of mood. It can, with a glance, turn a sterile room into a sanctuary or a chaotic street into a private stage. This blessing is not passive, it is an active, creative power that shapes reality in its immediate vicinity, often without ever raising its voice. It is the antidote to the loud, the blunt, the unrefined. NC-17. A rating is not a review, it is a perimeter fence. NC-17 is the black velvet rope at the nightclub of human experience, separating the main floor from the basement, where the music has a different rhythm. It is a label that says the contents within are not for the curation of your innocence. It is raw, unvarnished, and refuses to be made palatable for mass consumption. It deals in the currency of genuine, often uncomfortable human truths, the ones that don't have a moral at the end. The ones that leave a stain on the carpet of your consciousness. It is the acknowledgement that some stories are not safe for work, for life, or for the preservation of a neat and tidy worldview. Mature. Maturity is not an age, but a density. It is the accumulated mass of survived consequences of choices made and lived with. It is the weathering of the initial shiny surface of the self, revealing the tougher, more interesting grain of the wood beneath. A mature person is not necessarily a wise one, but they are a heavy one. Their presence has specific gravity. They have stopped bouncing and have begun to sink, to settle into the shape they will occupy. This does not mean they are finished, only that their movement is now one of tectonic plates, not of skipping stones. Glory days. A dangerous nostalgia, a siren song sung in the key of past tense. The glory days are not a historical record, but a museum we curate in our own minds. We polish the trophies, play the highlight reel on a loop, and conveniently forget the blisters, the losses, and the sheer, boring effort it all required. To live there is to be a ghost in a museum of your own making, forever pointing at a dusty exhibit labeled, "The Time I Was Really Someone." The true function of the glory days is not as a residence, but as a landmark, a proof that a certain altitude was once reached, providing the confidence that such heights are, in fact, possible. Pour one up at my funeral. Do not mourn with silence and somber suits. Let there be noise. Let there be a clink of glass, a toast shouted over bad music. Let the gathering be less a vigil and more a wake in the traditional sense, an active, raucous celebration of a departure. Pour one up is an instruction, a final ritual of participation. It is a way for the living to include the departed in the party one last time, to bridge the gap with a libation. It says, your absence is a physical void, but we fill it with this gesture, with this taste, with this brief, shared moment of remembrance that is more joy than sorrow. Complex yet sacred chemistry. This is the fundamental state of all meaningful connection. It is not a simple bond, but a volatile organic synthesis. Two intricate self-contained systems of trauma, desire, and hope approach one another, each a labyrinth of catalysts and inhibitors. The potential for a beautiful new compound is immense, so too is the risk of a violent toxic reaction. The scared part is the essential unstable ingredient. It is the awareness of fragility, the knowledge that one wrong word, one misplaced gesture could act as a solvent, dissolving the delicate bonds as they form. The most profound relationships are not stable elements, they are perpetual, careful, and breathtaking experiments. Living the high life. A misnomer. It is not about altitude, but about velocity and vibration. The high life is lived at a frequency just beyond the range of conventional hearing. It is a sensory overload of the beautiful and the absurd. It is the taste of a drink you can't afford, the sound of laughter in a room where every surface reflects light, the feeling of silk against skin in the back of a car moving too fast through a city that is all neon and shadow. It is a conscious choice to burn brighter, to seek the peak of every moment, fully aware that what goes up must eventually and often messily come down. It is a beautiful, exhausting, and ultimately unsustainable way to navigate the world. Read the room, using intuition. This is not about processing visual cues, it is about learning to feel the atmospheric pressure of a space. Every room has a texture, a taste, a current. To read the room is to dip your fingers into this invisible stream and feel its direction and temperature. It is the precognitive understanding of the collective mood, the unspoken alliances, the hidden tensions, the secret joys. It is knowing when to speak and when to become a piece of furniture, when a joke will land and when it will detonate like a bomb. This skill is a form of social sonar, a way of navigating the dark waters of human interaction without crashing into the unseen icebergs of sentiment.